Hey guys, my name is Maddie and welcome to this completely new video. Welcome to Off the Record. In this video series we're going to discuss things that you usually don't hear about on television or read in the normal newspaper. Today I would like to discuss some of the most important things that happened over the last couple of days in the crypto market, because there are some things that I think need some extra attention. For example, the ban in China, the hack from Upbit, and the partnership with behing.com. So we're going to discuss these things based on technical analysis, because I'm also going to do some analysis on the chart of Bitcoin, because those things have very much in common, but we'll discuss it later. Okay, so I'm going to drop myself here on the right side. Yes, here I am. So, okay, we're now on my homepage on YouTube. So I have had over like 200 new subscribers over the last couple of days. So I'm super excited. Thank you guys so much for subscribing to my channel. Don't forget to press the like button if you like these videos. I hope you do. And if you have any suggestions, by the way, let them down below in the comment area so I can like improve myself. I know my English isn't the best, but I'm trying. So, okay, let's start with the Upbit thing. Today there was some news about the hack on Upbit. And Upbit is an exchange which is mainly used for trading altcoins. And it has been here since 2017, I think. I'm not really sure about that. But in 2017, the exchange launched. And within 2 months or so, the exchange was already at the top of all the other exchanges. So it was performing better than the usual exchanges, which were here from like 2013 or so. So that took some interest from like journalists, etc. And then some people were like, okay, this is not the usual thing. There's something wrong. And it turned out they were doing some wash trading, which means that they were buying and selling cryptocurrencies to themselves in order to create more volume. So they were like, Upbit is okay. Most of the South Korean exchanges were doing this. Also, a lot of exchanges in China were wash trading to create more volume and to let it seem that they were bigger, so they would attract more customers to the exchange. But this was the only exchange that haven't been hacked in South Korea. So this was the only one left. And there are some rumors about North Korea hacking South Korea. I'm not sure about that. The fact is that they have been hacked. Even the bot on Twitter, which notices big transactions, noticed this one. He found a transaction of $50 million worth of Ethereum, which was transferred from Upbit, an Upbit account, to a wallet unknown. So we don't know yet where the Ethers went, but still Upbit has closed their transactions for now, so you can't withdraw funds or anything over the coming 2 weeks or so. But they're like, we're going to pay everyone back. They have a fund for it. So yeah, I think you will be fine. But still, let's wait for Upbit to pay everyone back. And I hope this will be solved in 2 weeks from now. But let's keep this in mind. And especially when it comes to South and North Korea, there's a lot going on. I don't know if America is involved, if Trump is involved in this, because I can imagine that they like those two clashing more. But okay, for now, we keep this in mind and let's see what is going to happen in like 2 weeks from now. Okay, there was another thing that I really like to mention, and that was the partnership between behing.com and Travala. And since I've been traveling for 2 months from the early beginning of 2019, I have tried several websites to book hotels or whatever. And I also tried Travala. But at that time I was like, nah, I wasn't really interested because the prices were quite high compared to booking.com. And there was also a thing that there weren't much destinations that I could visit. There weren't much hotels on the app or on the website. So I was like, nah, it's more expensive and they don't have the hotels I like. So I choose Booking or Expedia or whatever, just because it was better to me. But okay, now they partner together. So this is really interesting because now you can buy with cryptocurrencies. I saw a couple of cryptocurrencies here, for example, Monero, but also like Digibyte, Bitcoin, Litecoin Dash, etc. And you could buy all of the, or you can stay at all of the 90,000 destinations that Booking offers. So you can just pay in 230 countries with your cryptocurrency. So this is insane. But there's also something that I don't really like. With Travala, there comes a loyalty program-ish coin, which is called Ava or so. Here, Ava-token. And I really have a feeling that this token, yeah, it can be traded on Binance. They have a pair with Binance Coin, I thought, but no, it doesn't really feel good to me if you ask me. This token is more like a loyalty program. So on Booking.com, you will get like $50 off or refer a friend or something like that. So you will also get tokens if you like buy something from or book a hotel from Travala. But yeah, we must see how this will turn out. Also, how they will pay Booking.com. And what the coin does. So yeah, let's take a look at this and keep this in mind. Also be careful when trading Ava, and please do not buy it just because you're now like, oh, they partnered together, so the price must go up or something like that. The coin is not it's not developed to be a store of value or to be something which is compared to Bitcoin. It's not completely not the same. So keep that in mind. Be aware of the coin and just pay with whatever currency you like. So okay, let's move to the next item. Today I would also like to discuss what went on with China. The China thing is really big and the price of Bitcoin responded to it when China was positive about Bitcoin or blockchain and when China wasn't. And a lot of people feel like Bitcoin has something to do, the price of Bitcoin has something to do with China, and I really don't have the feeling that they're like this close, but I will show you. Okay, the price of Bitcoin went up when China was very positive about blockchain. But first we have to look further into history because a couple of months ago when Facebook released their white paper about Libra, China released a statement that they would introduce a central bank digital currency, which was way better than Libra and which was a competitor of the dollar. So they wanted to have a world currency, which was based on central bank digital currency, so which was based on the distributed ledger technology. So this is really interesting because they want to compete with the dollar and with Libra. Okay, so China was positive about cryptocurrencies or about blockchain. Nobody knew really what China was doing. Mining was still like good. Exchanges could still operate in China. But then 3 weeks ago, China announced that they were open to blockchain. And then this happened. Here you see the price of Bitcoin going up. And this was right after the announcement of China being positive about blockchain. But as you can see, the overall trend of Bitcoin is downward. This is just a downward pattern. It's nothing special. And here the price just moves into this channel. But there's something interesting going on. Because if you take a look at what happened over time with the volume of Bitcoin, especially over here, we see that the volume of Bitcoin here was really, really, really low. And when the volume is low, there is a good chance that if some news gets out into the world, then people will anticipate faster. So because there are only like, for example, 100 people and 80 are watching from the sideline, and like 5 are like, okay, we're going to buy more Bitcoin because of this news, the rest will follow. And then the ones who are sitting on the sideline will also follow, and that was what you saw here. The volume spiked. But because a lot of people are watching and sitting at the sideline, it's really easy to like manipulate the price. And that was what we also saw here, because this news item is related to what went on earlier. China announced last Friday that they weren't into Bitcoin. So they are into blockchain technology. They want to have their own central bank digital currency, but they are not into Bitcoin. And then the price of Bitcoin went down quite fast, and this is what we saw. The volume rises again. And here we see that the chart is now, the trend is now falling back to its support. So China has something to do with what Bitcoin does overnight. But for example, if this had happened over here, or maybe even over here, the price wouldn't move this much, because there was more going on and there was more volume being in this market. So just because China changed their vision, this movement happened, but it's not necessarily needed. I mean, if China is going to like be into Bitcoin again when there's a new rally going on, it probably won't have this much of an effect. This is just because of the low volume. And I also would like to tell you that they don't say anything about Bitcoin. They just say that they are into blockchain, which is not related to Bitcoin, and they have stronger rules about the initial coin offerings, the initial token offerings, the initial exchange offerings, and the initial future offerings, which are 4. They are now not legal anymore in China, so you can't do an offering over there. And also the restrictions for exchanges are tougher, which is quite good actually, because there was a lot of watch trading, and the KYC wasn't like good. So I don't feel like this is very worrying or something to worry about. I hope they won't close exchanges. They also don't say anything about mining, because mining is like it's a big thing in China. A lot of miners are mining in China. So I don't feel like this is necessarily something which is like super wrong or something like that. There's nothing, like, if you take a look at the technical analysis, there's nothing to worry about. We're just in this downward trend. We're probably going upwards back to this channel. If we break out on high volume on one of the black lines, there is something going on. So if we break out downwards, then we will definitely go back to like 6,200, or maybe even lower to 5,400, or maybe even 5,000, or maybe even like 4,000. But if we break upwards, we can see like 14,000 again. So this trend is really important. But for now, we're still in this trend. So there is nothing to worry about. So please don't panic, be calm, and just look at what's going on. I hope we will break out upwards soon, but these resistance lines are quite strong. Let's take a look at the 4-hour again. Okay, this looks like a head and shoulder pattern, and a head and shoulder pattern usually takes place on the daily, and it has an upward potential, but on the 4-hour it isn't really that accurate. What we see is like the positive divergence, which I told you about last Friday. We were waiting for the positive divergence, and it happened over here when the price went back into the 30-70 channel. Our size moving from 100 to 0, and this is the 30-70 channel. So this was the buy moment to buy, and yeah, it was actually quite a good moment. We're now hanging around 50, I think. I can't see it, but we're probably hanging around 50, and which means stuck in the middle. So Here's a strong resistance, and if we break out upward, then we can see like new highs. And if we break downward, then we have to watch this and we have to move our stop loss. But for now, let's keep an eye on this one. And I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Please let me know down below if you like this one and if you have any recommendations for off the record or recommendations for my technical analysis videos, or if you have any questions at all, please put them down below. And don't forget to put your thumbs up if you like this video.